Hello everybody! Today is Sunday, March 7th, 2010, and I thought I would do a little software review. It's been something I've been wanting to do for a long time now and just haven't quite figured out the logistics of doing yet, but and you'll see why in a minute. But the software I want to review is called FRAPS, F-R-A-P-S, and this is by a company named BeatDotNet Limited. Odd name for a company, but it's a German company, I believe. So anyway, if you go to www.fraps.com, you can download a trial version of FRAPS and try it out for yourself. It is a limited trial, and it has some limitations in it to remind you, make a gentle reminder to spend the money to purchase the product. It's not freeware. It is what you would call shareware. It costs, I believe it's $30, $29.99. But let me tell you, if you're a gamer, or if you like to record activities on your desktop in Windows 7 or Windows Vista, this is a piece of software that you just cannot do without. I don't buy software a lot. I'll put it that way. I don't pay for software a whole lot, unless it's something that I really feel deserves the money and is worth, my money. I bought FRAPS. We're working on 4 years ago maybe. It is hands down the single most worthy software application or utility or whatever you want to call it that I've ever bought. That I've ever put down money for, and that's saying a whole lot. I put it at the top, at the very top. What is FRAPS? FRAPS is basically screen recording software. Here you can see my FRAPS window, and you can see it's registered to me, single user license. This is the latest version as of March 7th, 2010, which is 3.1.2. We're working with build 1196 or 11196, however you want to put that. FRAPS is generally very simple. There's not a whole lot of options to confuse you. You get, start FRAPS, minimize, FRAPS windows only, basic options. You've got two options here: monitor, arrow, desktop, which is basically allows you to record the Windows desktop in Windows Vista or Windows 7, providing that you're running the Arrow Glass interface, which 99% of you are going to be running. I have FRAPS set to start when Windows starts, because FRAPS just does not take up a lot of memory, doesn't take up a lot of CPU resources when it's sitting idle. So it's one of those, and I don't like having things running in the background, but I let FRAPS run because you never know when you're going to need it. What FRAPS can do for you? Well, first of all, FRAPS can take screenshots of any application, any window, games, any game, as long as it's a DirectX or OpenGL game, FRAPS can record it. Screenshots. But the thing I most love FRAPS for is movies. You can record real time movies of, well, not only your desktop activities. I could record my desktop activity right now just by pressing the F9 key. As you can see, there's a hotkey there. You can change that hotkey, but by default it's F9, and F9 works for me. You can change the directory where FRAPS records its videos, and here down there you can see video capture settings. So you can actually capture video at up to 60 frames a second, or you can put in your own value. So if you want to put in 90 frames a second or 120 frames a second, if you have the hardware capable of supporting that, then FRAPS is going to try and do its best to record. And you can also do full size or half size, which means full size basically means it will record at whatever resolution you're running at right now. So if I were recording my desktop, it would record in 1080p, which is 1920 by 1080, because that's the resolution this monitor runs at. Or you can tell it to do half size if you're if you're having problems recording full size, you can tell it to do half size, which basically cuts that frame size in half. It would record, in my case, I can't even calculate, whatever 1920 by 1080 divided by 2 is. Lock frame rate. You got various options here. It even will do lossless RGB capture, although it's pretty slow, or it can be slow if you don't have the CPU power to do the number crunching. Generally, their compressed video that FRAPS outputs is perfectly fine. You can't notice any imperfections in it, so there's no real reason to do the lossless RGB. Not only is it huge, does it make huge files, but it's just it's slower in general. So anyway, yeah, it does record sound. It records the audio along with the video. Or you can have it record. You can also have it record external input, which is you could do a voiceover. It's great. This is great for when you're doing a demonstration. Say, if I could do a voiceover. Of the thing I'm doing right now, the video I'm doing right now, if I were using FRAPS to record it. I'm making absolutely no sense today, but hopefully some of you uber geeks will be able to make sense of what I'm doing. And you can look at the screen. You can record in plain old 2-channel stereo, or you can record in multi-channel, which is 7.1 or up to 7.1. I don't believe there's even a limit. It could be 8.1 or 9.1, whatever your hardware supports. I love the movie recording, but not only can you record movies, but FRAPS has also become recognized as a great utility for doing benchmarks. So you can say you have 2 different video cards and you want to compare the frame rate, the performance of these video cards in real-time gaming. Well, FRAPS can record a benchmark log. Say you run through the same course, in a video game 3 times, and then you put in a different video card and run through the same course 3 times, and then you can compare, the frame rates and the performance of both video cards by using these logs that FRAPS keeps. It's very, very good way to benchmark. It's not a fake benchmark like 3D Mark is. It gives you real world, what hard OCP would call apples to apples, or real world benchmarking. The benchmark can record frames per second, frame times, minimum, maximum, and average, which is always good to, if you're going to record it, you might as well, if you're going to do benchmarks, you might as well check all 3. And you can only benchmark after a certain amount of time, which is a good idea when you're doing benchmarking. And of course, it gives you options to overlay the benchmark data in any corner of the screen, or to hide the overlay completely. Pretty darn cool. Like I said, I like it. Now, I hide the overlay completely because I don't care what frames per second I get. I mainly just use FRAPS for recording gameplay video and doing desktop. Like I'm about to use FRAPS to do a how-to for Sony Vegas, how I edit my videos. So yeah. Anyway, we're approaching the 9-minute mark. So again, this is FRAPS. See if I had a link to the darn website. If you go to FRAPS.com or just Google FRAPS, easy way to do it. 9 minutes and 33 seconds. The first result you're going to get is the FRAPS website. Go to the download area, try it out, watch some of the movies. They've got sample movies. The video is just awesome.